All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sean here with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Welcome to another edition of something. Something that I think you guys will love. If you guys enjoying this sort of kind of interesting spec video, it's been a little bit since I've done one of these. Haven't really quite talked about what's happening in 2021, so I figured we'd go ahead and take a look. And it's quite an interesting year. There's been a lot of talk behind the scenes of some of the things that's going on this year specifically that's going to be incredibly impactful for the people that want to make some money. Hey, I know to some people that's not what it's all about, when it comes to the coin business and the collecting and numismatics. But when you're able to make money and then turn around and then use it for your own personal collection, I mean, that's not a bad gig. And oftentimes, a lot of the things that does happen as a result of a purchase on the US Mint website, it's going to end up, at the comfort of your own office or like your own room or wherever you do and conduct business on your computer. You just turn around and flip that puppy and double up, triple up, quadruple up. It really depends on the product. As we've seen in 2020 and in 2019, this is kind of like the tip. We've only just begun. That's what I really wanted to say. And we're going to talk about a few kind of interesting releases that, number one, is releasing in 2 days. It may, at face value, it doesn't seem all that exciting, but it's probably the first time that we've seen a proof set quite like this. All right, there's been a few changes again, and that's because programs are ending, new ones are beginning. In addition to the Bullion offerings that are going to be going live not only here this month in March, but the foreseeable future. There's going to be a lot of weird stuff going on that I think a lot of people can certainly take advantage of. So we are on the US Mint website as kind of like a starter. We got to start somewhere, right? And what I did was is I went into the About section at the top bar right there, and I went and we're just going to take a look at the production and sales figures of something specific, and that's going to be Bullion coins to date. All right, and this is only focusing on Bullion sales in 2021. All right, so we have gold totals here on the left, and then we have one row of silver here on the right. But one thing I could tell you right now, we are on pace to possibly break the record for the most amount of a singular date of Silver Eagle sales sold through the US Mint. Gold is certainly trending in that same direction as well. So if you take a look at the numbers for January and you work your way across, okay, your biggest sales are going to revolve around the 1 ounce gold American Eagle. All right, as you can tell, 191,000 pieces were produced. All right, and then if you go to the next line, in February, 121,000 were sold of the 1 ounce coin, but you see zero quantity for the quarter ounce and the 10th ounce. And that's simply production not meeting supply. So they were unable to produce those. But as you can see in March, that particular number for the month, so far, 5,000 units sold. So it looks like they're reproducing some of those gold bullion quarter ounce coins again. And then we have 3,500 1 ouncers that have sold up to this point. We are in a speculative investor type of scenario right now. And it's been like that for, I would say, since about last summer, and it's increasingly getting stronger. Take a look all the way to the end where the Silver Eagle figures are. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and scroll this over just a hair. And you'll see for 1 ounce, 4.7 million units have been sold, and then you just go on down the line, and then the number drops a little bit because we're in March. We're only a few days in March. And the sales figure sold up to that point is already 761,000,000. Sorry, we're not quite to millions yet. 761,000 units, which is a incredible increase compared to the same time last year. As a matter of fact, we're almost 2x, I believe, in the amount of units sold. So that's just that gives you an idea of the market. So some of you have heard that the first official kind of Silver Eagle release, which was the proof Silver Eagle, was released, and all of the units had sold out, which is unprecedented for the type of release that it is. Okay, generally you would buy up this coin. It's a great collector coin, but what people are doing is they're buying these and they're sending them off to the graders and then flipping them that way, and then they're making however much money they can off of them. They're actually doing quite well off of it. That's one of the big news stories of the year so far, was that silver proof eagle sold out just like that, which generally it would take months for an issue like that to sell out. And I believe they're all produced in San Francisco or West Point. But anyways, yeah, there's none available right now to buy on the US Mint website. Another thing of note is that the production facilities that normally produce the regular Bullion Silver Eagles are encountering production issues, whether it's a shortened work staff. I mean, you know, there are certain entities of the US Mint that are still closed because of COVID-19. Coin World had reported that 495,000 pieces was going to be the production limit at the Philadelphia Mint. However, they're not the main mintage facility for Silver Eagles, the regular ones. That's West Point. Okay, and West Point is producing at max capacity as it is, to the tune of about, I believe, 1 million units per month. All right. Now, compared to what I'm seeing here of the sold items, is that we are experiencing a tremendous shortage. I don't know how many's in queue for sales, but I could tell you the math doesn't quite add up. If we're selling 4.7 million units in January, if we're selling almost 3.2 million units in February, but yet the overall production between the San Francisco, the West Point, and the Philadelphia Mint barely manages 2 to 2.5 million Silver Eagle units as it is. All right, so here we have a true, just regular economic case of supply and demand. Supply is way down, demand is way up. So what are we looking at market-wise? Well, we're just going to jump on eBay because it's kind of like the easiest, you know, low-hanging fruit type of resource to see exactly how much these coins are selling for, whether they're raw or graded. All right, so what I did was I used completed sales, and you're going to have your most recent activity. You can see it's 4 o'clock. The video right now is at 4:20 in the afternoon Pacific time. So this is recent. So we have some Mint State 70 regular Silver Eagles. This one has the Donald Trump label on the NGC. That one sold for $78.20 with shipping included. Here's the proof coin. This is just in the original government packaging, in hand. So this person has this coin. They're selling it for $125.95, shipping included. I believe the issue price of this coin was like, correct me if I'm wrong, like $55, $60. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look. Just to be certain. I actually have this up here already. I just want to make sure I'm not giving kind of like erroneous false information. And where is that thing? Here it is. February 11th. Yeah. So it's produced in West Point. It's got an issue price of $73. So this individual here made $50 just by simply flipping it. And the crazy part about it is It's got a product limit of 327,440, which it's all accounted for. It's currently unavailable through the US Mint. Household order limit, none. That's the key to this whole thing. How can you have a household order of unlimited when you only have a product limit of 327,000? Now, it's a product limit. It's not a mintage limit. So what that means is the US Mint, as long as they're able to release the constraints on the production line, they're going to be able to go back and produce more. So this is something that I would say you could do the whole remind me bit and wait for an email notification when more of these are made available. Right now, the West Point Mint is solely open to produce the bullion product, whether it's the silver or the gold or the platinum. All right, so just to make you guys aware, that's what's happening. So the proof, I would certainly do the remind me, because these things are going to catch a lot more steam once it hits back into the purchase queue, where you could go and order some. Another thing to keep in mind, take a look at this. We're also in a year where, for the very first time, it's unprecedented since the 1986 release of the Silver Eagle bullion coin, they are doing away with this John Mercanti reverse, and they're going to go with the new revised reverse, which I think looks gorgeous. I haven't personally seen an official mock-up of the actual coin with that new Eagle reverse. However, this is going to be the outgoing design. So they are most certainly going to have another silver proof coin for the new design reverse. So we're in a transition year. So this is where it gets really interesting with everything going on the US Mint website, is that you're going to have the old design of Eagles, and that's also going for the gold. They're changing up the gold reverses as well. I believe these are all going to be released this summer, and we'll see that here momentarily. But between the Gold Eagle and the Silver Eagle, you're going to see two completely different designed reverses. They look stunning just from the basic mock-ups. All right, so going back to eBay sales, as you can see, we're seeing some pretty robust sales for Mint-State 70 regular Silver Eagle bullions, where most of the time, these things are going to either be 69s or 70s. All right, so 70s have been commanding kind of like this $80 to $90 range. And you also have these emergency release type variants as well, which is what they're kind of calling it when they can't fulfill the demand because of shortened supply and because of production issues. So they are entailing the whole emergency release label on there, and I believe certain mints qualify for that. I believe San Francisco is designated as the emergency release mint, all right, because they use them as a backup. So when they need the extra fulfillment, they'll use the San Francisco Mint to do the emergency release, which to this day I think it's a whole crock of BS, because once things normalize out, production goes back to normal, these things in hindsight will be meaningless in my mind. But some people say that these things are going to shoot up in value huge. I even heard rumors about how Mint-State 70 first day of issue emergency issue Silver Eagles are going to end up being like $400 or $500 one day. So I don't know. They might be. I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the actual marketability of that. But it seems just like that it is just a marketing technique, I guess, to get you to buy more of the slab coins, not directly from the mint, but from the retailers out there. So as you can see, some pretty robust sales. A lot of them is coming back graded. So you see the trend here. See, here's just a regular ungraded coin, $43. Given the price of silver right now, that's like $15 to $18 above spot. That's just insane to me, the amount of premium. But as you can tell, a lot of people are doing the whole purchase the coins, sending them off to the graders, paying $10 a coin off of like a mass bulk deal, and then turning around and selling it and making about $50 a coin. And the graders are just simply inundated with all sorts of bullion submissions. It's insane. The same way that sports cards has been just going really nuts, and companies like PSA and BGS are swamped. As a matter of fact, PSA on the sports card side, they have about over 8 million cards in queue, and they've actually, as of this week, they actually doubled up the prices of some of the more popular submission tiers like regular and express, and now nobody's doing it. People are just up in arms and they're upset about it. We may see the same thing with PCGS and GC one day. There is some crossover there. There's one group that's owned together. I believe PSA and PCGS are the same company, Collectors Universe. So we might see something like that in the near future, depending on how crazy this gets. But as you could tell, just incredible amounts of money. Like here's a Mint State 69, sold for over $50. But 70s are the one to get. Raw coins are selling for like $40 to $50. I've seen them kind of like all over the place. But the market is robust and people are taking advantage of this. All right, so that's the Silver Eagle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the upcoming release here in a couple days, which is going to be the new proof set, releasing March 5th. Excuse me. Okay, so we have something quite interesting, a little bit different. Okay, first things first, we don't have 5 national park quarters that's going to be going into this. So the set overall is a lot smaller. It's 3 coins smaller. However, here's the caveat. We also have one unique Washington quarter that's going to be added into the mix. But take a look at the price. The price didn't change from last year. It's still $32. As a matter of fact, you could even say that this is even more expensive this year because you get less for more money. To make another point to this, there's going to be no promo coin that they're adding in here. Some have speculated, even myself, that they were going to do like another West Point dime, the same way that they did the West Point nickel and the West Point Lincoln cent the last 2 years. We thought that there would be some sort of extra West Point type of release with the corresponding sets, whether it's the regular proof set, the silver proof set, and the mint set later on after the summer. That is not happening. We're not seeing that. So you're still paying $32 for your product. You're getting 3 less quarters, although you are getting that Washington crossing the Delaware quarter, which is a new design to kind of kick off this new, I guess, kind of generation of coins that's going to be forthcoming. But you still get the penny, nickel, half dollar, dime, and that Native American dollar. That's all in there. So this is going to be interesting. I would say be extremely cautious with this release because it's still expensive. You don't get the extra goodie piece in there, no bonus piece, and you got less coins. And these are all clad, with the exception of the penny. So this is going to be a very interesting release. If only the mintage, because if people see that they're not getting nearly as much for their money on this, they're just not going to order it. The only people that will order it are like, the old-timey purist guys that want a set of every year. So the interesting part is, I predicted, I talked to a friend, that we could see a total mintage limit of this particular set of under 250,000 pieces. But I might be wrong. We'll see. I guess it really does play into whether or not this new quarter is going to be popular and if it's going to be worth the money. But these are all S-Mint coins. So this one, ladies and gentlemen, please do keep an eye out for it. The next one is going to be another release that comes out the next week, March 11th. We have all of the Gold Eagles, the 1 ounce, half ounce, quarter ounce, and 1/10 ounce. They're all going to be releasing March 11th as singular coins. These are very interesting, and I think I'm going to keep my eye out for each one of these. Depending on what your guys' kind of budget level is, that's the beauty part about doing fractional sizes of these Gold Eagles, is that, let's say you can only afford a couple $100. Go ahead and grab the 1/10 ounce. Go ahead and grab the quarter ounce, whatever fits in your budget. They are going to even have a 4-piece set that's going to be available. So let's take a look at the 4-piece set. All right, so you're getting one of each of the sized denominations. There is a product limit of 8,200. Keep in mind, that's not the mintage, but there's only 8,200 sets that's going to be on sale. So the mintages, respectively, of each coin is a lot higher. So this one will be priced wherever it's at. Usually it's a couple $100 over the kind of like the spot price of the gold at that time. You won't know how much this one is selling for until the day of release, which is March 11th. This one's interesting because the mintage is low enough that it might garner a lot of secondary market interest. Okay. And then furthermore, this is the final design of that reverse for the Gold Eagle, okay? And that's why they are going to be producing less of the coins for the outgoing design, but they're going to be promoting heavily the new design that's going to be coming out this summer. So let's take a look at the 1/2 ounce because it's the next one on the list. So in case you guys are wondering, this is what the reverse looks like. It's kind of like a love it or hate it. You got the, the grown-up eagle with the little baby, baby eagles in the nest and all that great stuff. The design is clean, rather, relatively uninspiring. Quantities are limited. Take a look at that. Mintage limit, 9,800. All right. And there's going to be a product limit of only 1,600 pieces. That's interesting. They are promoting heavily the 4-piece set that we just saw because that one has a product limit of 8,000 some odd pieces, and they're only selling the individual coins with only 1,600 pieces with a total mintage limit of just 9,800 pieces. That's incredibly low to me. And, furthermore, this is a West Point minted coin, as you would expect. But yeah, that is quite a surprising look. 1 ounce gold. I think the mintages are all a little bit different. 12,700 total mintage limit, 4,500 pieces as a standalone. And of course, each one is a household limit of 1. That's pretty low. Considering we just did take a look at the production tables for gold, and they're selling way more than that. Here's another one here. This, if you guys are looking for the next release where you could double up really easily, it's going to be these Gold Eagles. You buy one, you send it off to PCGS or NGC, get the first day of issue or the first strike designation, and then make a lot of money. A lot of them will grade out proof 70. This one right here, only 2,700 pieces will be available of the 1/4 ounce. Again, minted at West Point. You better believe that the server is going to be going crazy March 11th. Here's another one here. This is the 1/10 ounce. So this one has a much higher mintage limit because 8,000 total pieces will be made available for singular purchases, which I think is pretty cool. But that is a low figure. Still, 16,200 is nothing compared to the amount of investors and collectors out there that will be picking these up and then flipping them within the coming days after the sale of these. So as always, it's going to be released day of 12 noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And then we have a few more upcoming sets. We got the proof set, April 22nd. So there's only a 30-day window. A little bit more than that between the regular proof clad set and the silver one, which is normal. Again, with this one, there's no extra bonus ball coin in there. There are 3 less coins. Keep in mind, all of the clads are going to be 999 fine silver. This one, there's no pricing on it yet because we're not quite there. Another one to keep an eye out for is going to be the new Gold Eagles and Silver Eagles, which are going to be releasing this summer. So we're going to be looking at about a June, July release. These should have the new design, the one that everybody's looking forward to. But keep in mind, I think these ones here, the ones that release next week, are going to be extraordinary because the mintages are going to be tiny, and it's gold. All right, it's one of the most publicly traded PMs on the face of this earth, and then silver is right there along with it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of just incredible opportunities coming up here. Hopefully, for some of you, maybe you'll get your stimulus money and then, spend your stimulus money to buy up some gold and then double up the best that you can. Keep in mind, household limit is one per each. But these are my top spec coins of the early 2021 US Mint releases. There's nothing really else. I would have said that the Proof Silver Eagle that released last month was a shoo-in. That would be one that I thought that was perform really well. In this particular case, it's sold out within days, and people are doing okay on it. And but keep in mind, they will re-release more of these as production eases up at the West Point Mint. So that'll be something to look forward to. But keep in mind, that's the older design. They will release the newer revised reverse on these coins. So that's what I want to talk about. Quick little hot take on some of the upcoming releases. Again, the Gold Eagles with the old design reverse next week, March 11th. I am speccing that these will be same day sellouts. The 1 ounce and half ounce modalities on there will be hot because of the size, and those coins will be priced closer to spot than say the 1/10 and 1/4 ounce coins. So keep that in mind when you go to maybe pick up one of them. If you have the money, pick up the 1 ounce because that's the most popular size for investors and collectors. Aside from that, that's what I got for now. We'll do a quick update after next week to see how things shook up with the Gold Eagle sales for March 11th. Kind of talk about, what's available, how long it took for these things to sell out. I'm predicting a really strong 24-hour period of nothing, just nonstop sales. People are going to be looking to buy this 4-coin set. They're going to be looking to buy maybe an additional 1 ounce coin in the mix. But you better believe that is going to test the strength of the US Mint server, as it always does. But that's going to go ahead and do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little spec video on this. I may try and get one of the golds. I'm thinking the half ounce sounds very attractive. We'll see how that goes. There's just something about the half ounce denomination that I like a lot. With gold, I have a few of them myself, and it's just, it's like the perfect size. The 1 ounce, I mean, don't get me wrong, that one's gorgeous, but at that point, people are also looking to maybe, do a little trade off. This is a great coin to buy, grade, sell. All right. Because people do get nostalgic, and because of the nostalgia, because of the low mintage, there's a lot of FOMO. There's a lot of fear of missing out going on in the world right now with things like this, where you have one opportunity. Once it's gone, it's gone. All right. And then people are going to look back and say, man, damn, I should have gotten a couple of those, because now the 1 ounce that I had paid, $1,900 for is selling as a Proof 70 online for $3,000. I could have very well easily made $1,000, no problem. And that's what we see a lot of. People are getting very hasty. They're trying to go out there and buy the one singular thing that they can't normally get their hands on. And when they do get one, it's a huge personal satisfaction. It's a huge win in their book. At the same time, they become part of the system of other, what I call scalpers. Nothing wrong with it, if there's only like 1 or 2, but people do abuse the system where they continuously buy. Like with a household limit of 1, how do you end up with 10 coins? It's just, it just boggles my mind how something like that happens, unless you were buying the coins after they were already purchased from people with confirmed order numbers and all that stuff. But I think that's gonna go ahead and do it. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else really to talk about. Again, keep an eye out for these. The PCGS and NGC grading services are pretty well inundated. So unless you pay up for a quicker turnaround, you might be waiting, maybe 30 to 45 days, maybe 60 days for a general standard submission for a lot of these coins. just because they are backed up. So that's going to go ahead and do it for today. Thank you. It's a long freaking video. I'm so sorry. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that good old bell for instant notification. As always, Coinaholics, we are discovering together. If you guys are getting into the US Mint sales here in the next week, best of luck to you. Would love to hear your success or failures. I like hearing both, only because it's, it's the human in us, right? We need to know where we went wrong, what we could do to improve, and then we could talk about it together. All right. So you guys take care. Have a wonderful day. Coinaholics, we are discovering together ×2. And I'll see you guys next time. All right.